Hello, and a warm welcome to the Women of Crazy World podcast, a podcast that illuminates the extraordinary journeys, trials, and triumphs of remarkable women in enterprise across the African continent. Whether you're seeking motivation, valuable insights, inspiration, or a sense of belonging in a community that celebrates women's success stories, then this podcast is definitely the right platform for you. We have found that sharing stories and experiences is one of the most effective ways to change minds and provoke actions. Our host, Cindy Lamini, will be guiding us through life-transforming narratives as she connects us with her Pan-African network of women making massive moves in the marketplace. We hope that these women's journeys ignite and inspire you. And now I would like to introduce our fabulous host, Cindy Lamini.
Greetings to all the women of Crazy World out there. This is your host, Miss Cindy Dlamini, and I'm so excited to be taking the center stage alongside incredible women in various places and spaces across our African continent. Together we'll be sharing profound insights, winning formulas, as well as intertwining our stories of success and empowerment. It's important to note though that this podcast isn't just about storytelling, nor is it limited to an exceptional listening experience, but it's an actual fact a movement. And your tuning in every month is crucial to the rhythm and growth of this movement. Now, with that being said, I'd like to encourage you to assist us in growing our podcast community by simply sharing the podcast link with your women networks far and wide. All right, ladies, how are you? We are here again once again on our second episode of CEOs in various spaces and places. And I am your wonderful host once again, Cindy Damini, and today I have got a fantastic guest with me by the name of Christabel Ofori. She is joining us all the way from Ghana, so we are so excited. Last month we were in Nigeria. This month we're doing Ghana. So a round of applause, ladies, wherever you are, for Christabel. And Christabel, welcome to our platform. Kindly introduce yourselves to our women.
Thank you. Hello from Ghana. So this is Christabel Ofori. I'm a chemical engineer. I'm a certified cosmetic formulator. I'm a mother of 4. And what else? I love to travel. So I'll probably start with this, and then as the questions go on, I'll answer if you want to know more about me.
Oh yeah, fantastic. A whole mother of 4, Christabel. That's something so amazing. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. You are an engineer. Is that what you said? A chemical engineer, right?
Yes.
Now this is the interesting part. From chemical engineer to now owning an entire beauty, natural, organic, and personal care brand. How did that happen?
Yes. So how did it happen? Okay. So being a chemical engineer, I used to work with Unilever in Ghana, which is into manufacturing of personal care products, soaps, etc. So I've always loved to do things with my hand. Like I'm interested in like production and things like that. But then also I've always been sort of like an entrepreneur. So back in school, I used to sell a few things here and there whenever like I saw a need. I remember that I used to actually sell cosmetic products in school, makeup products, because I realized that like a lot of the ladies were going off campus. So we used to be on campus, and people were going all the way off campus to try and get like powders, lip glosses and stuff. And then I went to one makeup shop and said, I want to be like your retailer on campus. And actually I started at whilst on campus. I remember that also after school, I used to sell like hibiscus drinks. I used to make and sell because people were always looking for something cold and refreshing to drink. So then again, there was a need, and then I felt like I need to like bridge that gap. So I feel like I've always been like an entrepreneur. And then so basically that kind of thing was inherent. But in starting my own brand, it started with my first son. So I have 4 kids. But when I had my first son, I had a lot of struggles with his skin. He had like really sensitive skin, dry skin, and most of the lotions and things on the market were just not working for him. You know, a lot of them are like really water laden. Like a lot of the lotions is basically 90% water and just a few oils and stuff to put it together. And these were rather the ones that were dominant on our market. So they were just not working for him. my mom, after a while, my mom saw like how I was struggling. And then she said, why don't you just try our local shea butter? And even then I was like, shea butter, like we knew shea butter, but it was not a fancy thing to want to use on your baby. Do you understand? We hadn't really fully grasped the benefits and the different ways it could be used. So in the past, shea butter was just like this chunky bit of like butter that you have to like use your whole strength to rub. So it wasn't very appealing for me then, for me or my baby. But once I gave it a try, I saw the benefit. I saw the benefits, and then I was like, this is good. And then people actually started complimenting my baby's skin. So I was like, you know what? With with that kind of entrepreneurial background, I was like, I could actually sell this. And what made my shea butter really good was that when I got it, like I said, it was chunky, it was hard, so I whipped it. And once I saw the benefits, I became really interested. So I started researching about shea butter, its benefits, and then what are some of like the other raw materials we have in Ghana that we are not even paying attention to. We have this shea butter that's able to do wonders for my son's skin in like 2 weeks, and nobody had recommended that to me over like the past 6 months or so. I was struggling with my son's skin. So I became really intrigued. So I started researching more about coconut oil, which is also really available here, baobab. And basically that's how the business started. So I started with my whipped shea butter. I started mixing them with the different oils we have. And then later, like I grew on to have other ranges, and I became a certified cosmetic from later. So basically that's how it started.
Wow, that's such an amazing, amazing story. So the business really, took off from a personal experience. Again, like I like what you're saying in the beginning about how from as early as being at school, being on campus, you're able to identify the needs, you're able to feed into the gaps. And from right there, you already had an entrepreneurial spirit. And so
Yeah.
I love as well that you're also talking about, the how the business started through an experience of your son's skin, and you just said this is a problem, I want to solve it. And I can only imagine you're initially just thinking about yourself. You weren't really considering any other mom going through the same thing. You're just thinking, I need to solve my baby's skin, and that was it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
here we are. We've got Flocare today. I wanted to ask you, Christabel, as when you are growing up, your upbringing, I heard you mention a bit about your mom in the background there. Would you say that's basically been the most influential person in your life growing up, or with your dad, or
Yes.
yeah?
Yes, I grew up with both parents. I could say my mom has been very influential in my business journey in growing up. So my mom also used to work. Funny, I'm actually now thinking about this, but my mom also used to work in the bank. But after a while, she actually stopped to run her own business. So she also saw a gap with plus size people. So she had this like boutique for plus size people, plus size clothing and plus size shoes, because she had like a big size. And even for me, I have a big foot size. So she saw that need, and then she started a boutique that caters for plus size, like everything plus size braziers, plus size panties, plus size clothing, things like that. So I'll say that has been very influential. And actually, my business name, my name is Christabel also. My business name, Flocare, the flow in it is actually my mom's name, which is Florence. Because when I wanted to start the business, like it was her I thought of, like I can take a lot of inspiration from her, and I just wanted to name my brand after her. So yes, she's been very influential and very supportive.
I love that. I love that. You have a legacy to follow. You've also got a legacy to leave for your children, because I mean your mom set the pace for you. You're doing the same thing, which is fantastic. All right, Christopher, I want to just jump into a couple more of your business questions. What's something about your industry that has surprised you lately? I mean, I believe you've been doing this for quite some time, and you've been discovering the hidden gems in Ghana. What has been an actually surprise in your industry throughout all the years of you doing all this?
I didn't fully get a question. What has been the word? Well, is this even a surprise? But lately, people have really caught on with the shea butter craze. So shea butter has always been this really good moisturizer, but as we know with most things African, other people try to like subdue it and rather promote theirs. So there was a point in time where it was all about like olive oil, and we know olive oil mostly doesn't grow in or olives mostly don't grow in Africa, but they always try to promote what is theirs. But now with like the emergence of social media and everything, people have really come to find out the benefits of shea, and it's like more superior like than all the olives and stuff, sunflower oil they used to promote in the past. So it's not really a surprising thing, but the new craze is that when people leave school and they want to start their own business, most of them are going into cosmetics, and for most of them, their base ingredients or one of their foremost ingredients is shea butter. So it's a good thing in a way, but also not very good for you if you're already in the sector, because it's becoming sort of saturated in the Ghanaian market. I mean, if you want to focus only in Ghana, then it looks as if everybody is suddenly going into shea butter. So that's the one side. Another thing surprising, it's just like all the amazing things you can actually do with shea butter.
Yeah.
So since getting into shea butter, I've come to appreciate that it can't just, you don't have to just use it for your skin, but it can be applied in so many other different ways. So actually the shea butter comes from the shea nuts, and the shea nuts are in the shea fruits. So before even getting into shea butter making, I didn't even know that the fruits were edible. They are edible. I've tried it since getting into the industry. It's it's an amazing fruit. I can't even describe the taste. It's like a combination of apples and avocados. So that's something very surprising. And shea butter can be applied in so many other ways. So now I make like shea butter soaps, shea butter lip balm, shea butter lotion. So these are some of the amazing things that have come out from being in the industry.
When you talk about the shea butter is a nut or it's raw product, it's actually a nut or a fruit. So does that mean
Yes.
that, yeah, that also encourages a farming element if you want
Yes.
kind
So
of
actually,
diversified?
so
Yeah.
being a cosmetic formulator and using shea butter is considered like being in the agribusiness value chain. The thing about the shea nuts is they can't be just like planted and cultivated like normal crops. They take a long time to grow. They take about 10 years to grow and fruit, 10 to 20 years. So there are several interventions. So like I'm also a member of the Global Shea Alliance, which is an international body that brings together industry players in the shea value chain. So organizations like that are encouraging like the women to continue to plant more shea trees. Because like even when you leave the shea fruit down, it grows. It fruits on its own, but you need to make like a conscious effort to like want to plant it. So you can't just say you are planting or growing your own shea garden or something like that. But there are several efforts of which I'm part in trying to like grow more shea trees. Because actually, one of the surprising things is that as much as shea is becoming very common, and actually there's more demand for it now, but unfortunately too, in the northern part of Ghana where there's a demand for like charcoal and firewood for some of the things they do, some of the activities they take part in, and unfortunately they end up cutting down trees, most of which are shea trees. So that's why there's that effort to want to grow more trees. But yes, share is part of the agribusiness or agricultural value chain. And maybe one thing we can do, because a lot of people don't even know about the share fruit and they don't know how it tastes. So maybe that's one business to like, I've actually thought about it. So maybe make like things out of the share fruits, like drinks or like something. So that's also a business venture. Maybe you can come down to Ghana and we can explore that.
I'm definitely going to come down to Ghana to explore that. I'm always going for a new challenge, and it sounds so natural and just refreshing already. What has fundamentally changed about your industry since you started working in it?
Yes, I would say. So in the past or like a few years ago, it was mostly like maybe school dropouts or people who are just looking for like things to do who were dealing in share. So like in the past, a lot of the business around shea butter was just selling the raw shea. So the women make it and just cut them out in chunks and sell it in the open market. But I would say maybe over the past 5 years, there has been significant growth in the industry or in the sector. People are adding more value. We don't sell just the shea. We process them into whipped butters, into lotions, into creams and soaps. So that's really helped. And there's been like immense support as well in that regard. So we've had like organizational bodies like UNIDO, which is a UN or European funded project that are training people for free or at least at a very discounted rate to train them on like the proper practices of making these cosmetic products. So we've also had organizations that are helping people to register with the Food and Drugs Authority to make sure that the products meet like correct specifications. So I'll say over the past few years, there's been a lot of support and like growth in the industry, because in the past, seriously, that's why it wasn't even appealing to me when my mom said I should try shea butter, because it was these just chunks of butters you used to see in the market, open market, uncovered, a lot of dust. It wasn't very appealing. And now there's like, when you come to Ghana or you go on the shelves and you see some of the shea butter products, you'll be amazed. The packaging, the content, the formulation. So that has been some of the growth things we are seeing.
I love that. It's just sounding like there's been a lot of diversification in one raw product, which is actually quite brilliant. I'm just listening to how you can use one raw product and diversify it to so many different fabulous ways, which is great.
Yes.
Now tell me, this is something I'm always kind of interested. If you had 10 times the budget that you have right now for your business, what would you spend it on and why?
Okay, so two main things, which are my like current business issues I'm still trying to get funding on, which is access to market. So everything around getting the products on the shelves, brand awareness, marketing efforts, and then distribution. Because I've had like a lot of requests for my product in countries like Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, but believe it or not, it's more expensive to ship my products to other African countries than to like Europe or America. So if I had 10 times my budget, I would focus a lot of it on like having a proper distribution network to get my products to the countries where like there's a lot of demand, as well as like marketing spending a lot of effort on marketing the products, branding well, positioning it as a brand that people need to connect to. Whenever they think of skincare, they need to think of Flocare. So basically that's what I would do.
I love that response. I really, really loved it a lot. Again, it's being able to grow into exportation and going into various countries. What I didn't get from you, were you saying it's more expensive to expand into Africa, or it's expensive to go overseas with the product?
Yes, what I meant was to ship. So let's say if I have an order right now for maybe 5 kilograms of my product, if someone ordered in New York versus someone ordering in maybe Tanzania, it costs more to ship to Tanzania than it costs to ship to New York. Do you understand? Because somehow there are lots more flights, or like there are lots more flights and logistics towards shipping across to the US than shipping within Africa. So because a lot more shipping or delivery companies are not doing intra-African trade, when there's some of these requests, it costs more. Do you understand?
Yeah, I totally understand that. It just sounds like, us as Africans, we've got quite a way to go when it comes to this intertrade, philosophy and hope or desire. Because like you're saying, it's a bit outright, I'll call it a bit crazy, hence my name, Women of Crazy Wealth, to find that it's more expensive to intertrade in Africa versus going to New York. Yeah,
Yes,
so
it is.
it's
Actually,
relatively quite.
even with flights. So when we have like what do you call it? Exhibitions and things like that, actually costs less to fly to New York than it costs to fly to like South Africa or Tanzania or Ethiopia. It's amazing.
Sounds like it's also got another opportunity there, which is advocacy. Advocate more for intertrade amongst our own fellow Africans.
Well, so I think I don't know if you've heard about the AFCFTA, the AFTA. So I think basically that's the agenda of the AFCFTA, and the secretariat sits in Ghana. So they are trying to promote, so AFCFTA is African Intercontinental Free Trade Agreement. So there's a lot of push and effort on it happening in Ghana now. I don't know about other African countries, but hopefully, and I've registered with them. So hopefully everything works out and soon it should be easier to trade within Africa.
Well done, Ghana, for saying the pace. Fantastic. Now tell me I think one or two last questions from you, Christabel, and one would be, now if I'm a Cindy on this and listening in on this podcast, and I'm really curious on jumping into this industry, where do I start? I know you mentioned something about, before that if you had dropped out from school, you can, be suddenly selling shea butter. But now it's got more advanced. So
yes.
What do I need? What do I need to know? Yeah.
I would say it's a big market. You can definitely get in. And actually, you don't need any huge educational qualifications. So far as you can read and write, but you definitely need to train yourself, because now it's not just about buying and selling. Now you are processing, you are formulating, and there are a lot of like trainings available. So even for myself, because now I'm a certified formulator, I do trainings as well. So I've trained so many people who want to go into this business. So far as you can read and write, don't just start, like have the training and have the basics, because it's not just about mixing butters and oils. There's a lot of science that goes behind, like what quantities to pick, what percentages. So I'll say once you want to get in the industry, get trained, find someone who is already in it, like you're doing with me, and then let them guide you, like find a mentor or somebody to guide and coach you. But the market is big. Like I said earlier, that it seems like it's saturated here in Ghana, but it's not just Ghanaians who apply moisturizers and facial products. So the market is really big. You can definitely get in, have like a niche market, and definitely have something that makes you stand out. So for my brand, what makes me stand out is I focus a lot on baby products and facial products. So whenever people think of facial products, oh, I need something for my acne, or I need something to brighten my face, or I need something to help with my blemishes, they think of Flocare. Or when they think of, I just had a new baby, I need something natural and organic, they think of Flocare. So have a niche or something that's like separates you from the rest.
That's fantastic advice. I love that, because you're just saying I'm just saying what you're saying back to myself. The niche market is really, really important. I loved how you've just been able to stand out from the crowd, because giving us a bit of a background scenario of what it looks like in Ghana, and shea butter is everywhere. But when you're talking about Flocare, we know exactly what we're dealing with. Baby, sensitive skin, that's the brand you want to attach to. So I love that, ladies. I hope you're listening to that part. That was very important. If you want to jump into this business, make sure you're able to set yourself apart from all the eagles flying in the same category. Now I've got one more question for you, my beautiful creative Christabel. Now, if there's what's the one question that you wished I would have asked you and I did not?
Our socials, where to find us, and definitely how to purchase, to get people to follow us, help us push the brand there, and then purchase from us. So should I share my socials?
Questions, actually. And so, yes, I'm really going to answer. I'm going to throw that question right back at you. Of course, I want to know, I loved you mentioned about now being a certified trainer. So someone might be listening here and deciding, I need to get a hold of this woman because I want to be in this industry. So of course, where do we find you? What are social media handles? How do I get all the information I need to know beyond this podcast about what you do and how you're growing and how you can train me as a person who wants to be in this business? So the floor is all yours. Market yourself away.
All right, thank you. So as I mentioned, I'm a trainer and consultant. So if you'd like to get into the industry, I'll put my WhatsApp number out there. It's +233 So that's the country code for Ghana, +233 243 650 790. It will come directly to me, and I'll be happy to chat with you and help you on how you can start a business. I do virtual trainings, I do face-to-face trainings, so we can talk. If you like to purchase our product as well, you can hit me up on the same number, +233 243 650 790. We are on Instagram and Facebook as Flocare Beauty. Flocare is FLOCARE BEAUTY. So Flocare Beauty. Our website is www.flocarebeauty.com. So currently we are now able to accept payments and ship directly from our website, but we are working on that. So very soon you can just order and then it will be shipped to you right from our website. So thank you so much. We are located in Ghana, in Sakumono or Tema to be precise. Tema is the port city in Ghana. So basically, that's how to find me. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Thank you so much, Christabel, for just giving us your time, giving us your energy, giving us all this insightful information. Man, I want to get into the beauty industry as well.
Sure, you're welcome. Come.
Oh, I definitely want to come past Ghana to actually see, the live production, the warehouse, and all that you do there. It was fabulous. And then what we're going to do for our audience as well on this side is when we put up the podcast, we're definitely going to put all those details for you on the YouTube description element where you put all of Christabel's information. So just in case you didn't catch that here, we are going to post it for you. So please reach out to her. More information on what he's doing is fantastic. I just heard about shea butter being used in so many fantastic ways. So I've been taught, I listened and I learned everything about having a niche market. So that's fantastic. We're also going to go into advocacy on intertrade in Africa. That's also fantastic. So many ways that we can learn and grow together as women in Africa. So Christabel, thank you for just giving that nudge in the right direction, that confidence in moving as an entrepreneur in the African sector. So definitely appreciate your time, mommy of 4. And I forgot to ask you, where do you find the time to do all that you're doing with 4 children?
That's a question for God. I still don't know. It's crazy. I mean, my daily schedule is just crazy. So I have 3 boys and a baby girl, and it's just crazy. I just try to take it one day at a time and just one activity at a time.
Get in touch with Christabel. She's also going to teach you family work balance because she's clearly mastered that at all. Otherwise, Christabel, thank you so much for your time. Say hi to the baby. Say hi to mom. Tell mom thank you for the inspiration. We appreciate her. We love you so much. And we are definitely looking forward to coming to Ghana physically to see all that you do. So thank you so much. Have an awesome evening with your awesome kids and family.
All right. Thank you so much, Cindy, for the opportunity, for the platform, and for all the amazing things you're doing.
Thank you for tuning in to this month's episode of the Women of Crazy World podcast. Remember to share the link to your women's network on your social media platforms. And because we absolutely love to hear from you, do drop us a comment in the comment section below on how this episode has inspired you. Looking forward to learning and growing with you once again. So do join us next month at 3 p.m. for yet another live transformational episode. For now, it's goodbye from us.